Hi, this is criminal profiler Pat Brown, and I want to do a part two to my commentary today on the Adnan Syed case that's not going to be retried by the prosecutor's office in Baltimore City. Marilyn Mosby has said that they've done the retesting. They've the DNA, only touch DNA, which is some little floaty, skinny skin things that can come from anywhere pretty much. And they retested and they just came up with some mixture of contributors on her shoes, and Adnan Syed wasn't one of them. So they said he's been excluded from that DNA and they're not going to retry the case. And check out my first video, which I'll link before, where I talk about touch DNA and what that means. And it doesn't mean because his DNA isn't there that he didn't murder Hae Min Lee. It simply means that his DNA wasn't on her shoes. That's all. But I've been getting comments from people saying, hey, but that proves things. That proves something. It proves he's innocent. Okay, let me explain this about the DNA. Marilyn Mosby and her office, her prosecutor's office, was never intending to retry this case. Why is that? Because even if Adnan Syed's DNA was all over her clothes and shoes, it would be meaningless. He's her boyfriend. That means that it's not unlikely his touch DNA would be on her clothing and on her shoes. It's just not unlikely. Now, of course, it was winter, so he was probably all bundled up when this crime went down, which the original jury found him guilty of. So that can be why there is no touch DNA from Adnan Syed. But even if there were, that wouldn't change going back to court. It wouldn't make any kind of a big difference in the court case. It would still be the same court case that was taken originally. So Marilyn Mosby knew darn well that the retesting of touch DNA was meaningless to begin with. And she knew they would never retry the case, whether they found his DNA or they didn't find his DNA, because it has no meaning. It has no meaning in proof that he killed her. So it's just a political ploy on the part of Mosby. And I think people are missing that. Adnan Syed was found guilty by a trial, of a jury trial. They found him guilty based on a good amount of evidence. Yes, it was highly circumstantial, but circumstantial evidence is evidence. And that's how he got convicted. So this little, what I call some gaslighting of the public to, we're going to redo the DNA testing. And if we don't find his DNA, that'll mean he didn't do it. That's what people are believing. And that's just a political game. They were never going to retry Adnan Syed. Never. So that's just what I want to say, because I find it really frustrating. People don't understand how things work, and I'd like to explain that for that reason. If you haven't been to this channel before, please do like and subscribe. And this is probably the last we're going to hear of this case, except we're going to see, I'm going to guarantee you that Adnan Syed is going to become a very wealthy man. People are going to laud him. Netflix is going to do a whole series, I don't know, based on type of series. Mosby will even come off as a hero. Oh, look, I saved him. Got him out of prison and I freed him. We're going to see all of that. He'll become a very rich man, and he'll get himself a young babe, and then that's the way it'll be. And I feel sorry for Hae Min Lee's family, because I think they've been robbed of justice. All I can say is, yes, he did spend a good deal of life in prison, so maybe that makes up for something. But for Hae Min Lee's family, it's a bitter day for them. I'll see you next time. Bye.